That happened once with me and Chris. We were playing a randomizer Nuzlocke with the random legendaries. And he ended up getting, or was it me? No, I think it was him. He ended up getting like Reggie Steel or something. Or it was Reggie Rock. I don't think it was Reggie Ice. And it was a Nuzlocke. So as soon as you would lose the Pokemon, you can't have him back. And it was the first one, and he had Explosion of Self-Destruct. So that was the end of the run. We had to redo the run, which was pretty funny.
I've never even like heard of like playing it with like a randomizer.
Yeah, you can only do it on like computers because you got to like take the save and change it. But they're a lot of fun. Usually you want to do it, if you want to do it like seriously, do it where you change it so that legendaries kind of stay relatively where you find them. So like you level lock them. So like you're not gonna find like, if you would normally find like a Gyarados around level 50 and you wouldn't find him any earlier, you're not gonna find him in like Route 1.
Okay, yeah.
But you're gonna find like, if you usually find like Pidgey, Spearow, and Poochyena in this route, you probably won't find them, but it'll find like other things similar to it and throw them in that route. So the game feels way different because you see different things. But if you want something funny, you just throw anything into anything. So like you can start and then you start with a Magikarp and then you go into your first battle and then maybe your rival has Arceus or some shit. So like you're just have no idea what's going to happen. You could find some random bug catcher on one of the routes, some kid with a net and he's got Mewtwo or something.
Yeah.
Like it's just totally random, which is funny. They're fun. The Nuzlocks make the game a little bit harder because you can only, if the Pokemon faints, you lose them for good. And you can only catch the first Pokemon you find on each route one time. So as soon as you get to Route 3, the first encounter you get is the Pokemon that is the only Pokemon you can catch on that route. So if you make it faint or you fail to catch it, you can't catch anything else on that route. And if you catch it, you can't catch anything else on that route. So it makes it harder. And there's enough routes in the game where like you can like get enough. So like if you have 3 Pokemon and then one of them dies, you can't go back to that route. You just go to another route you haven't been to. And then you get something from that one, right? It makes it a lot of fun. Like if you're like a fan of playing Pokemon.
Yeah, it makes it different.
It gives it more life to it. But because it gives it longevity, because you can only play the same Pokemon story so many times. Even if you play with different teams, like you build the teams differently or whatever. This like forces you into trying different things, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played a Pokemon like to completion, like any single Pokemon game, like, and actually like.
You might have maybe one time when we were little, and it was if it happened, it was probably Diamond, because when we were little, we got Ruby and Sapphire at the same time, and then I remember I ended up with Emerald. I don't think you ended up with Emerald, and then after that, when we had DSs, we ended up with Pearl and Diamond and Pearl. And after that, I think that you stepped away from playing games a lot. But it like we were young enough where like, because I have vivid memories of us being at Grandma and Grandpa's playing like during the holidays and stuff, playing like on the DSs. If you did finish Pokemon game, I think that was the one. But I don't really know. Those were fun. The Diamond and Pearl ones were fun. Emerald was cool. Platinum was okay. It was just, the Emerald of that one. And then I never played Black and White or Black and White 2, but everyone says Black and White 2 is like the best Pokemon game.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever played it.
I've never played.
All right, cool. All right, everything's rolling. All right, and we're here, episode 15, I think.
I think so.
15. What's good? And how's it going? I'll ask you the usual, how was your week?
It was going. My week was okay. I went and saw Danny, and then...
Did you get tattooed or you just went and saw him?
He put...
Oh, yeah.
He put Suk in his mouth in my hand.
That's tough.
So it feels empty for me.
That's sick.
Because this space is empty.
Yeah.
And then like, it doesn't look centered. It looks centered.
Oh, okay.
Because this is your hand. This is not your hand.
Sick.
But it
yeah,
so now I gotta film the space. And we're probably gonna film the space with Sukuna has lines, like he's got the lines on his tongue here. He has like lines and stuff on the rest of his face. So we're just gonna like mirror the left and the right side and do lines to fill the space. And then in the image that I sent him for this, there's a single eyeball right above the mouth. We may or we might not put that in. That will fill a lot of this space. And then we just do the lines around
that's tough. That came out really good.
Yeah. It's about a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Wednesday will be a week. And I think it's been healing nice. It's going to start peeling a lot soon. We didn't pick a day to go back because I thought we were going to go and he was going to color in the stuff that he did the last time. But then I showed up and he was like, look at this. And I was like, all right, we'll do that. And then we were going back and forth on if you wanted to color more of the stuff on my leg, which we ended up not doing. But I think the next time when I text him next and pick a date to go to do the lines, which is going to be at least one more week out, because I want to give it like 2 weeks of time between getting this and adding more to the hand. It's either going to be in a week or in 2 weeks. And then hopefully we go and do the rest of this and then we color in all of this shit.
Okay.
Because I don't like having them all like half done.
Yeah.
Because like I had a bunch of stuff on my leg that's half done. Technically, the Skull Kid's half done. He was supposed to have colors, but I think we're just going to leave him black and white. And then a bunch of stuff on the back used to just be like outlined and not like the Keyblade was outlined for the longest time and not colored in. But so yeah, I went and saw Danny on Wednesday. And then short work week because they're cutting back hours for the month. It's a slow month at the liquor store. And this week is short. And then I think next week's also going to be short. January's like fucked. February might be a little bit better. But then when I went and saw Danny, he gave me some equipment and stuff because again, I was talking to him a lot about wanting to like get into tattooing and then like eventually doing an apprenticeship somewhere. So he gave me a bunch of stuff and then I had to order some things. And then last night, is either yesterday or was the day before. I want to say it was yesterday. I actually put needle to fake skin for the first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've never done it before. I tattooed Dave one time and I wrote the words basketball on his arm because he wanted me to write the word basketball on his arm. I forget why. We were making a joke about like putting like words or something on you that are like sentimental. And we ended up with the word basketball because we were like, I think we were making fun of people who are really into sports and how they like get sports stuff or something. So then he just said basketball and he was like, you're going to do it because you're not a tattoo artist and you have no idea what you're doing. So he put the machine in my hands and he had me write the word basketball on his arm. And the word basket came out nice and I completely forgot that I had to write the word ball. So ball bled into another tattoo. And when he handed me the machine, he had it set up for his previous client who had thicker skin. So the needle hung a lot. So when I dropped needle into his skin, he like jumped back because the needle was sticking out too much for him. So he like wasn't having fun. But again, yeah, going back to what I was saying anyways. So I did that last night for a little bit. And then I was doing that again this morning for a little bit. And I'm like obsessed with wanting to keep practicing because I really, really, really want to do this. My hurdle right now is that stencil doesn't stick to fake skin. So I looked up a bunch of stuff and my next thing that I'm going to try, because I tried a couple different things. I put the stencil on and then I realized I have to clean the thing. And then I cleaned it yesterday or this morning. And then I put stencil on and it wasn't working. And then I put it on and then I let it dry for like an hour and tried. And it still keeps wiping off. The next one is applying the stencil and letting it sit and dry overnight is what I've seen on mine so far. So I'm going to try that. And that frustrates me because I have to wait a whole fucking day. Yeah. So when I go home tonight, I'm going to make a stencil and put it on the skin. And then I'm going to leave it overnight. And I won't be able to use it tomorrow around this time because I think I'm just going to edit the podcast tomorrow instead of tonight. When I get home from work, I'm just going to edit tomorrow. So I have to wait like longer than a day, which is fine. But hopefully the stencil stays, because if I can get the stencil to stay, then I feel like I can actually practice, because like I'll do one line and then I'll wipe the excess ink away and then half the stencil's gone. Yeah. So I feel like I'm not able to even make progress in just getting comfortable with with it.
Yeah.
The yesterday, the first night, I kind of gave up on dealing with the stencil after a couple of tries, and then I just wanted to play around with needle hang, the speed, the voltage of the machine, and then kind of understanding where to hold the machine so that the ink will stay. Because if you don't hold it deep enough,
It like won't retain.
the skin doesn't retain the ink because the ink's not going deep enough. So I played around with that a little bit. I was like just doing straight lines and stuff, just to kind of get a feel for the machine. But that was my week, and that's what this week's gonna look like.
Yeah, I never. Yeah, like there's so much. Obviously does to tattoo, and like the voltage of the machine and everything. Like in college, I ordered a machine and tattooed myself and knew nothing about anything. I remembered how to set it up from the little bit when we, like years ago, our stepmom was a tattoo artist, and I practiced a little bit then. I remember she set it up at the house, and I was practicing on fake skin at dad's old house, like years. I have a picture of me at like, I don't even know how old I would have been, probably like 15, like way before I could drive, I think. And like practicing on that. So like I kind of remember how to set the machine up, and in college when I ordered the machine, because I remember I was filming for one of my artists, and we were filming the video while he got tattooed. That was like one of the scenes. So while he was getting tattooed, we were filming the music video, and the artist who was tattooing was covered in tattoos. And he was like, I remember him saying, yeah, I did most of my tattoos myself. He did his face, like a bunch of stuff. And I remember being like, if he could tattoo himself, I could probably tattoo myself. So I ordered a tattoo kit. I think I ordered on Amazon to my dorm, and then in my dorm room, tattooed myself. I did the stuff on my hand, and yeah, like knew nothing about like it needs to be certain deep, and the voltage is certain, like affects it, and like I just set up the needle, put it out a little bit, and then just went to town doing it myself. And I mean, two of them, like one of them is still exactly what I did. The other two got passes. Went over them when I got my actual tattoos. I got past them, and the ones on my fingers. I did the ones on my fingers myself.
I mean, it is involved because like every machine's a little bit different, and like old machines versus new machines. Like a lot of new machines are all wireless, so there's like a battery that you put on the machine, and it's got a bunch of buttons and stuff usually. Whereas old machines, it was all wires, and like there was a foot pedal and stuff.
The foot pedal setting out. Yeah,
it from what I remember working at a shop, and then from the little bit of stuff that I've been looking up recently, the needle depth, everything is reliant like kind of on your client, like how tough their skin is, but then a lot of it is dependent on what you're doing. So like the voltage, like the speed at which the needle moves, and then like the needle hang is very dependent on like what kind of needle you're using. Are you lining? Are you shading? Are you packing color? And then like there's a couple other things that you have to take into consideration. And then again, from my recollection and my understanding so far, is it's not like cookie cutter where if you're lining, you need to be this far out, like specifically. It's a lot of like gray areas, like sweet spots. It's like I'm just gonna throw out numbers just to kind of give you an example so you understand. So like if you're lining, you obviously want to use like lining needles as opposed to a shader. But then you want like the voltage between like a 5 and a 7 is where people I think like to run them. And then the depth just depends on
the person. Yeah,
I guess. Like again, I don't have like a I haven't gone through an apprenticeship. Like I worked at a tattoo shop, but I wasn't the apprentice, so I didn't pay attention heavily. And then like I guess you kind of like play around with it to kind of like really understand. I mean, that's just what I've been doing right now. I want to do the apprenticeship because I want to like do this, but I want to feel comfortable with a machine in my hands, which is why I talked to Danny about like letting me play around with an old machine if he had one. And then the obvious next step will be talking to somebody about an apprenticeship. I don't want to, I mean, I'll just bite the bullet and do whatever I got to do. But I don't like the idea of going to some random Joe Schmo shop and then just being like, hey, I want to, like, are you guys looking to apprentice anybody or whatever. one, because I don't like people, and two, most of the tattoo culture that I am aware of, I wish I brought my Aquaphor. It's almost like very mean,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
I
I think you
don't.
talked about it a little bit before. We were talking about it.
Yeah, and I don't really like that. I mean, I got lucky with the people that I ended up working with, the shop that I was working at, and then like, I think what I'm gonna end up doing is I'm just gonna go next time I'm with Danny and talk to Joey and see if he can point me in a direction. I would love to do it at his place because I know Joey and I know Danny, but I don't expect him to say, "Yeah, you can apprentice here," and I'm not going there to ask for an apprenticeship from him.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he's just gonna say like, just kind of shop around, reach out to a couple different places and see if anybody's doing anything. Which is essentially what I'm going to do. I don't like a lot of the shops kind of over by where we live, for a couple of personal reasons, which I don't feel like getting into. I could tell you later, but actually more than that, as I said that I just realized. But I don't know, like that's so anyways, that's the next step, because an apprenticeship is a minimum of 2,000 hours. Like supervised, so like you're at a shop, which is about a year at 40 hours a week, but usually they go a little bit longer than that. And then it's like it depends on the shop and depends on the person you apprentice under. There is or isn't a monetary involvement in like the contracting of your apprenticeship. Some artists ask for money, some artists don't. I want to say most of them will ask you for some degree of money. My understanding is it's supposed to go to like buying equipment for you and like booth stuff and yada, and like all of the stuff you're going to use. But what ends up happening a lot of times is they just take the money and use it for themselves. Like, oh, I just made 10 grand off of an apprentice. Good luck. You're going to figure it out now, type of thing.
Yeah.
But then like you can like Danny's apprenticeship, I don't think him and Joe had a contract where he was like, all right, it's 10 grand for you to apprentice. They signed an agreement where Danny worked for him for X amount of years. So like at the end, he did end up getting the money that, you know, he would have gotten if he would have been like, just hand me.
Because he's spending the time to have somebody trained to be an apprentice.
And then he's contracted
contracted
to stay at that place for like another year or two after the apprenticeship is done, so that, you know, Joe makes his money and blah, 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 or whatever. So that would be cool. You know, like I'm like a nervous person when it comes to interacting with people that I don't know and like in situations that I'm unfamiliar with. But that's where I want to go. Like driving here, I didn't want to leave the house because I wanted to sit down and keep fucking with it. But I can't really, because unless I just fuck around with it without a stencil, which I'll do, but I don't want to because I want something to like go off of, to try and pull lines and practice lines and stuff. So like it's just a waiting game right now, and like I go home and I do a thing and then I gotta wait for tomorrow and blah 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 blah. But that's my week. That's this week and going into next week. How was your week?
It was about normal. The biggest, I mean, yesterday I had a nice nightmare with some computers. So yesterday I drove Law back upstate, back home, and we got Chinese food on the way. We're eating in the car. Chinese food is on the dashboard. It's open and it slides off the dashboard, falls into her bag, and on the Mac in her backpack. We turn it on, doesn't turn on. We're like, all right, maybe it's just dead. Go home, plug it in. She texts me, just doesn't turn on. So Mac down. So we have to try to bring that to Apple. So that was cool. So it's now I got to figure out whether we bring it to Apple and try to get it fixed or get her a new computer. And that was my old Mac that I gave her because she spilt something on her old Mac like 2 years ago, and her Mac broke. And I was like, well, I have a Mac that I'm not using. You could use this one. And now this one. So that was cool. So I dropped her off, drive back, and I came back here after I dropped her off because I was going to edit. I was going to come here and work on a project after I dropped her off. Came back here, went to my computer. My computer wouldn't turn on. Started up, said Windows isn't running correctly. Said, all right, cool. Tried restarting a bunch of times. My computer wasn't working. Had to factory reset my desktop and completely reinstall all my programs.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so in the span of about 4 hours, 2 computers down. So I mean, luckily I've mastered my computer resetting from all the times like my computer has shut down or had to get multiple computers that like nothing is on my computer besides programs.
Yeah.
So it's just the hour and a half of
Reinstalling
wait,
everything.
which programs did I get? And then reinstalling the programs and all like the extra packs for editing and everything. And just so I had to spend an extra hour and a half last night reinstalling everything and then realizing, wait, I need this plugin. And then now when I was actually editing today, I'm like, oh yeah, I don't have this. Like my key bindings are all set up. So I got to reset all this. So in the span of 4 hours, we were 2 computers down, but now that's back up. So now my computer's back running today. So we'll see.
That's crazy.
I guess that's what I've learned, just having a PC that's kind of just like Macs are very reliable. Have especially like a custom built PC, like the laptop's pretty good because it's just pre-built, but like a custom one that's built by just one of my boys. And like it ran all day. I had it rendering all day. Law was watching a show on it while I was doing a shoot. Left here with it fine. It came back, wasn't fine. Nothing had changed in that time.
That's
it's just,
so weird.
That's what she was saying. What are the chances that her computer goes? Well, obviously we know why that one went, and mine at the same time. That one just decides to go.
Did you like turn your computer off or put it in sleep when you left here?
I probably put it to sleep, but
I don't know. That's weird.
Yeah, but that was about the most eventful thing this week.
That's crazy.
Just normal shoots and stuff. But yeah, like yesterday I had to go through that, and now we're troubleshooting that. But
damn,
yeah, that was eventful yesterday, and then going into next weekend. This week, or I guess this weekend coming up, we're going away for her birthday. She mentioned you, so I got an Airbnb for her birthday. Because it's her birthday, her dad's birthday, and her aunt's birthday all on the same day.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy.
Because it's like she has the same birthday as her dad, and her dad is a twin, so it's all 3 of their birthdays. So I got an Airbnb for her birthday, so I'll go there. Her family's coming. One of her friends. She invited mom, so mom's coming. So we'll have like a family dinner for her family there. So that'll be cool. A nice house upstate New York.
That's cool.
Yeah. And then come back from that. Yeah, that'll be next week. And then we just I haven't told mom yet. I got to tell her before hopefully she watches this episode, but I'm probably going to have to skip the skiing trip this year, February. It's
From
like
what Logan mentioned to me downstairs?
Yeah, I see. I assume he mentioned going to Toronto.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he booked a video in Toronto, like right in the middle. It's
wait, she's going to be pissed because I might not go.
Oh yeah, so it's just gonna be her.
Anyways,
it might just be her and Jeff. It might
we'll see what happens. Continue.
Yikes. And maybe if she can, I don't know. It's probably too late now for her to move that. But yeah, so we booked a video in Toronto. We're leaving here on the 4th, coming back on the 7th. So it's literally like I could go to Vermont because we're leaving. Like
I don't even know what the days are.
Yeah, but we're leaving like 3 days before that. So I would have. If I left on the day we would be leaving here on the 4th from Vermont and just drove myself to there, I would have 2 days of actually going out and snowboarding.
And then leave.
And then, yeah, because we would get there, we drive there, whatever the first day is, then it's 2 days, and the next day is the 4th. So I'd have to leave that day and drive.
Oh, okay.
Which, I mean, maybe I'll do it. When I talk to her about it, maybe I'll do. But then I would be doing the 7-hour drive to Toronto myself because I did the Apple Maps. It's like 7 hours from here to where we're going in Canada. And then I was like, oh, maybe Vermont's like a little less because we're driving 8 hours north.
It's like this.
Because Toronto is like that and Vermont's like this. And from Vermont, where we're staying in Vermont to where we're going, is also 7 hours. So it would just be, I'd get 2 hours of going, which I might do or 2 days of doing that, which I might do just to get the 2 days, and then also so mom isn't just her and Jeff the whole week. But then I'm driving 7 hours myself, basically all through Canada, because it's like an hour, and because you go right into Canada, and then it's all in Canada, which isn't
you gotta get your passport if it's not done.
Yeah, I checked. I checked. My passport's valid because I got it. I think last year for something we thought we were gonna do. But I had my mom confirm that my passport is valid, which I'll confirm with her again. But yeah, so. But now I got to figure out, whether I want to do that for 2 days and then just drive myself, which I don't mind the 7-hour drive myself. It's just, I don't know what the weather in Canada is going to be like. I don't want to get stuck in Canada in a snowstorm alone in my car.
That would be brutal.
Yeah. So
I definitely suggest bring it up to mom. Like,
I'm
tonight.
gonna when I either tonight, because right after this, I'm gonna leave and go to the gym and then probably come back after because there's no shoots tomorrow. So I might just late night edit tonight. And then just come in later tomorrow. So I want to go to the gym because I didn't go yesterday. So probably right after this, as soon as I dump it to you, when you leave, I'll probably leave, go to the gym, and that way she'll still be awake when I get to her house. Talk to her about it and figure out what I'm gonna do. Because I'm leaning towards just doing that. Go for the 2 days. I would have to drive myself separate from her and Jeff up to Vermont, and then drive myself there. But figure out exactly. Maybe depending on the cost with the travel, if I can, because I don't know how to check the weather on that. It's a little far out, but maybe because we're renting a car to go from here for the team to go up there. Maybe depending on cost, just rent myself like an SUV, just in case. Because my car is like a car, so worst case scenario of any weather, it'd be better having an SUV
Something
versus
with like
my
4-wheel
car.
drive
Yeah,
versus a
just on the
car.
But yeah, so that's gonna be eventful. I mean, besides talking to mom about it and possibly not going on the trip.
Well, this doesn't come out until Wednesday.
Yeah, so I'll talk to her today, but it's not. But yeah, the actual trip's gonna be cool. I mean, I've only been to Canada one time with Dad when we went to Niagara
when we went to
Falls.
Niagara.
But yeah, so it should be cool.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, we're gonna stay in a nice house up in Toronto and film a video for 1 or 2 days. But then we'll have, depending on if the video requires 2 days or one, we'll have like an extra day just to do whatever. Go see Canada. But
that would be pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's gonna be next month, first week of next month. So that was kind of what we were dealing with the last like day or two. Me and Lug were figuring out the details. But yeah, should be eventful. I'm excited for that. So, and then figuring out Law's computer, we just got to figure out. We should to bring it to Apple, but my computer is good now.
Yeah, I'm so like perplexed by how your computer just took a shit randomly.
Yeah, I mean, I've just because I've had like a PC built by my friend for as long as I can remember. I haven't had I'm just so used to random no rhyme or reason. It's literally like having a girlfriend. I'll just wake up one day and it's like, I'm just not gonna work today, or I'm just gonna be mad at you today and not do something, and it just for random problems. Like my computer is the only problem that has the computer with the server where I can't upload nonstop to the server.
Yeah,
no explanation why. There was a good 5-month period where my computer would just blue screen, and just not even blue screen. It would just black screen. It would just.
Wasn't that happening because
that's what I think so.
And then you propped it up and
I
then
put a USB in it to prop it up, and it really hasn't done it. I think did it a couple times after that, but it hasn't done it recently.
Yeah.
It's just random. The way I see it,
weird.
All these custom builds just got they're like humans. They got their own little quirks. Mine would just randomly black screen, and I'd just have to manually restart.
So weird.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I'll take that over the extra cost of having a pre-built one or.
Yes.
Yeah, just the timeline of it crashing the same exact within an hour span of the other computer.
Yeah. That's a little
Which
crazy.
I find funny because I was with, I think I talked about the other, but one of the last times while I was here, I was using her Mac because I had to clear out storage, and I was like, oh, I miss this. I miss having this computer because that was my old my main computer before I switched from Mac. That was the last Mac I had. And I was using it. I was like, oh, I miss having a laptop, being able to do stuff. And I was like, damn, I should have took this back from you. And then literally a week later,
nobody has it.
No one has it. So, but I did end up getting myself. I don't know if I don't think I showed it to you.
I saw it on your desk.
I got myself just a Lenovo laptop. Because I was back and forth after I talked to her about it. I was back and forth about getting a Mac, and then after that day when I was looking at hers, I was like, ooh, I want one. I immediately looked up a new Mac laptop, and I was like. I was
They're kind of expensive.
The one I was looking, because I don't need one. I didn't want to get one to edit. I just wanted one to be able to just do everything that isn't editing. And I found the MacBook Air I was looking at was $900, which is, compared to that, the Mac she had at the time was $4,000. Because mom bought me that as a present to go to college.
I got you.
So I had a good computer.
Yeah, it's a very...
which it was I think it was $800 or $900 for the Mac there, and I was gonna buy it on Klarna, so it would be $100 a month for a year, which I was like, isn't that bad? But then me being impatient, the second I saw her Mac and liked it, I was like, I'm gonna buy it right now. And she was like, maybe just wait a day, just think about it for a day. And I'm happy I did because I didn't end up buying it that day. And then the next day or 2 days later, I was here, and I was like, yeah, I kind of want it. And so I literally went on the Best Buy website, went through the whole process, and I couldn't. And I literally went through the whole thing to do the monthly payments, and it just required my address, and I would just put my address in, and it just saying this isn't a valid address. Like I tried every which way. I tried it literally, and it had a pop up. You click, they had the address there. I clicked on it. It just kept saying this address isn't a valid address. I tried your address, like it just wasn't working. So I was like, maybe this is a sign I just shouldn't get this. But then being impatient, I was like, all right, one last try. I'll go to Best Buy and see in person if I could do the monthly payments in person. I'll be like, it wasn't working online. So like, that's my last. If that doesn't work, if I go there and they're like, no, that's only online, then it's not meant to be. So I went to Best Buy and I was looking at the Mac at Best Buy, and like immediately as I was like messing with it, I was like, I'm just not excited looking at this. I was like, I don't really care about this. I don't feel like spending the money. So I walked around and looked at all the laptops. And I was like, I did really want to get just a laptop because now this one just stays here, and that also doesn't fit in my backpack. So even if I wanted to use that, it's not a good commuting laptop. So I was looking at them, and there was a couple I was interested in, and I don't know which brand, but it was a Windows laptop that literally looks just like a Mac. It just runs Windows. I was like, oh, this is nice. And then I saw the one I got. It's the Lenovo, but it's the 2-in-1. It folds open to be a giant tablet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to show me when we go there.
So it's just like your normal laptop, and it's real nice and thin, but it folds flat. So it's a touchscreen, but it folds flat, so it's a giant tablet. And when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's sick. Because I wanted a new iPad, because the iPad I use, again, just stays here, and it's like a first generation. It's super laggy, and it's just, but Logan has a nice iPad, and I was like, I really like the stylus, and I really like that. So I really wanted that. So when I saw the one I ended up getting, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I get
covers both.
A nice commuter laptop and a nice tablet.
Yeah.
And it actually only ended up being, because I bought that and a stylus for it, and it only ended up being like $650. So it was like cheaper than the laptop I was going to get. It works as two things that I wanted. Not just a laptop, and it runs Windows, so it's nice that it's compatible to like everything I am doing. Not that I am editing on it, but I ended up getting it. I ended up actually returning the stylus I bought and bought a cheaper one on Amazon, so I ended up only spending like $625 for it. So I'm happy I didn't immediately buy it. Like all told me to wait, because and looking back now, I would not be as hyped with what I got. If I just had a Mac laptop, I would just have a Mac laptop. But now I'm able to I'm able to do stuff that isn't editing. If there's the tasks I have to do aren't powerful editing, I could do it not here. I could do it at the house. Oh, if something pops up, I could do it from the house or wherever. And I've been messing around, because I bought the stylus. I've been messing around with like the being able to draw on it, like just the digital drawing, which kind of connects to, because I started reading that book you gave me.
Blame.
Yeah. So I started reading through that book, and I was like, it was getting me super hyped and like drawing and art. I was like, oh, this is cool. So
It's
I
cool,
started
right?
messing around with like the digital drawing. I could download Adobe's drawing app and like just messing around on like the tablet, like drawing and stuff. So it was nice to be able to do that with the computer.
Yeah, that book's really cool. I found it because many years ago, PewDiePie made a video about,
I think you mentioned that, yeah.
It's a manga or like his favorite manga or something. So I looked it up to see what it was, and it looked cool. So then I ended up getting it because I saw it in Barnes & Noble or something when I was like going to Barnes & Noble's looking for manga and stuff. So I got it because, PewDiePie recommended it and the art looked cool. So then I got in, I went through it and blah, blah. It's like it's way bigger than you think because mangas are small. But it's pretty cool. And it says 1 on the side, so there might be a couple of them. I know that they animated it.
Oh,
but
really?
I don't know. I haven't watched the animation in a long time, and I haven't read that book in a long time. I skimmed through it, but the other day when I was going through my room, I don't remember if I'm gonna take a guess and say that there's more content in the books. If that says 1 on it, I'm assuming there's a couple more. There's probably 2 or 3 or 4 of them. I think the animation's way shorter. I think it only covers a little bit. I can remember certain scenes that I think are like later on in the animation of it. And also, actually, now I'm thinking about it, it might just be a movie. It might be a 2-hour-long animation.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to a couple of episodes. So then it's definitely shorter than the books. but I thought the artwork was really cool.
Yeah, the art style is really cool, and I haven't read too many like comics or mangas. That might be the first manga I actually like read, or like have started reading. I like that it plays with like you picture a normal comic book. It's just like the blocks. It plays with them. Some stuff bleeds out of some of the blocks. Some of them like don't end just fitting in the page. They kind of sit like I really like how that plays, and it really got me interested as just like a side project. Is like I love taking on random side projects, like making a comic book or something.
I would love to do something like that.
Yeah, because I really like. That's why I started messing around with the digital art style. I was trying to recreate the cover art because I really like the aesthetic of the character on the cover.
Yeah. He's got like a cool outfit and everything.
I really like that aesthetic, so I started just like trying to recreate that, just messing with the tablet. But it got me like really like interested in like messing around with the digital art to like play around with that. Because I like having the tablet. Because when I write the storyboards, I used to do it just by hand on a piece of paper, just like rough sketches in like a comic book, almost like the boxes, just to show each scene so the team can kind of see what I'm. But now I could do it easier on the tablet, and that kind of got me interested in like that'd be cool to like make a comic or something, like just mess with the art style.
Charlie made a comic, Moist Critical.
Yeah, God Slap, right?
Yeah, that would be cool. Doing like a, I would lean more into like the manga structure than a comic book structure because I like manga. I like the Japanese style more than the like American style. Whereas like the comic books are more blocky and then whereas like a lot more manga will bleed out of the panel.
Yeah, I'd probably lean more towards that.
And I think that the mangas are less structured, cookie cut structure like a comic book is, where it's like you might get one page where it's like 2 or 3 and the next one's like 6 and then you might get like one whole page
one where it's 2 pages spread together. I like that they use that as like they emphasize things like when it's something crazy it's like across the 2 pages and emphasizes the scale of it and
like if they're walking through a tunnel and they get to the end of the tunnel and it opens up and then there's like a big landscape, they'll take both pages to show the landscape to really.
I really like the style of, again, this is the only manga I've really looked at.
I have a couple more at home. I don't have any more of that. I have a couple of other regular ones at home. I have the first like 3 books of Fairy Tale. I have the first 2 or 3 books of Bleach, but the books are chapters 1, 2, and 3. There's 3 chapters in each, so technically I think I have 9. And then I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I might have 4 other at the house, but I don't have a lot of them. So like it's just one box of stuff. Which I haven't looked through in a long time. I read them when I first got them, and now they just sit in a box. But then Sabian and Kat got me for Christmas. I don't know if it's the complete collection. I don't know how many books there are. I'm on the second one right now, but this is a 4-piece collection that they got me. It's called Die Dark. It's DAI, Die Dark, and that's got cool. Like the art of it's really cool. I'll show you the next time you end up at the house, just so you can see what I'm talking about. It's got a weird premise. It's like space oriented, but it's instead of like mechanical, it's like flesh oriented, like zombies and stuff, and like the main character wears like a flesh suit. And he's not wearing like an armor suit or anything in space. He's wearing like a suit out of like a space suit out of flesh. It's weird.
That's interesting. Yeah,
I'll show you. You can skim through the book next time you're at the house, just so you can to look at the artwork. Just because I think it's got cool artwork similar to Blame, where it's like if you look, I'll reference like Bleach for example. Now I'm going back like a couple decades because Bleach is a bit older. The style of the art for that is more like clean, I guess. I think it's a little bit less detailed, but it's more clean than something like Blame, where there's just like they really bleed into other panels and they really like get into the details of stuff. Whereas something like, again, it's a little bit older. Something like Bleach, it's a little bit more clear and clean. Whereas this Die Dark is a little bit more. It's less clean and like it's sometimes it's like almost hard to understand what's going on because it like bleeds together so much. There's a lot of black on that one. But I would like to get a big collection of manga, but some of them go for a long time. Like long time. Like you think 1,000 episodes of One Piece is crazy? How many fucking manga chapters do you think there are?
Yeah, I could only imagine. Yeah.
Crazy. But yeah, I've always kind of liked, I mean, there's a website that I use that you can read manga, but I like having the physical, almost like having like a book collection.
Yeah.
I just like the new book smell. I like flipping through the pages, and I like that you read it back to front. I always thought that was cool. But that's how they read and write over there. They read, they go top down, right to left.
Yeah.
That's why you start in the top right corner and you go like that.
Yeah, it goes the opposite. Yeah. Yeah, no, I definitely, after going through Blame, I was like very interested in that idea. Yeah, just trying to figure out like, yeah, like what I even want to do it. I'm listening to the Helldiver books. I don't know if they correlate because there's the Helldiver games and then there's like the books. I don't know if they correlate because I've never played the games. I know nothing about the games. I just know the books because like I had the first audiobook for years and then I finally actually got into actually like listening to audiobooks.
Real quickly, in the audiobooks, did they talk about going to different planets?
No.
So they're talking about going to hell?
The Earth is hell, quote unquote. So what the premise of the books, like it's not spoilers, like the premise of the books, I'm on the second one right now. It's Earth. There was they hint towards, as I'm getting in deeper, you find out what it is, but Earth was destroyed basically from like nuclear holocaust, and now humanity lives in these airships above the Earth. They're not outer space. They're just like
maybe
above
it's a precursor.
Earth. Yeah, I'm like there's tons of books because when I went to get the second one, I saw there's a more recent one that comes out. It explains what happened. But it is the similar in the books. They're called Helldivers because they refer to Earth as hell because it's like nuclear holocaust and there's like you can't survive on Earth without your suit because all the radiation and there's creatures and that kind of stuff. So like the Helldivers are the people in these in the big ships that their jobs are to dive down to Earth, scavenge for materials, and then come back up to the ship. So they're referred to as Helldivers. So it's similar. Like I wonder if it's like a similar like I could see how maybe down the line in the books it evolves to outer space because they design because it's the same premise. They start somewhere, they dive down
they
the
dive
planet,
onto the planet.
On a planet, and so I could see, and there are creatures in the book, so I could see how the games from the only screenshots I've seen is like hundreds of years in the future where now they've evolved to go to other planets.
I just spoiler though, I just looked it up. They're not connected.
Oh,
the author of the books made a statement or something that said they're
similar premise.
They're not connected.
Okay, yeah.
But anyways.
Yeah, but yeah, like they're really like I know you aren't reading and I'm not reading the books. Like the audiobooks, if you're just looking for something to listen to for like I know you said at work, like you're listening to the Bible. They're really I really enjoyed this. The first audiobooks I've really listened to. And I've gotten really into the story because it's pretty. I like how they kind of in the beginning of the first one, it's just very much like it's a wasteland. You can't survive there. There's like create like I forget like electrical storms that basically like separate where the ships float here. There's giant electrical storms because of all the radiation they have to die and then now in the second one it's like evolved a lot and I'm excited to get through because I want to read the one or listen to the one that talks about like what caused it all because I saw the cover of one and it is like the beginning of what caused it all to happen and you're learning about like how the creatures came to be but it's definitely super like the books are super interesting and they're like I like the art style, so connecting that back to like wanting to be interested in like messing with creating a comic, I'd probably do something in like that vein, like post-apocalyptic, and I definitely more of like the Blame style where it's just very like kind of all over the place and like very like messy almost. I really like how Blame I like comic books a lot, but I like how Blame like it's very like messy almost and yeah.
Yeah, again, I think that would be a cool idea, like doing a comic book or like doing a manga or like even just a one-off. And if you enjoy doing it, you could keep doing it or whatever.
See, I've always like kind of like films and stuff. I really enjoy the idea of like crafting your own world. Like I just love I just think that's so cool creating this thing of like characters, whether it's a TV show, movies, a book. Like I just love the idea of like creating this thing that's like you have these characters and it's like you build your own world almost that like. I just always thought that was so cool and like just figuring out a medium to do it on, whether it was like short films or whatever. But yeah, I always thought that concept was cool. Like people who kind of like I'm trying to think of an example of like somebody that I really like that they did it. Even like in like not even like films like nonfiction, but like when like there's groups of YouTubers who it's like just this group, like they don't really interact with people outside, like just their world, and like they're in each other's videos, and they almost craft this world and they are the characters. I always thought that was like so cool to like create this thing that people love these characters you build. Or like the first one I come to is like Walking Dead. Like people like the creator of Walking Dead built this universe that like is so real to fans of it. You know these characters. And I just think that's so cool.
Yeah, that's definitely. Again, keeping it as a side project until it gets somewhere. That would be cool. Like doing the drawing and stuff. That's kind of cool. But when you were saying post-apocalyptic, they were books originally. I never read the books. I always wanted to read the books. I don't think I got any of the books. I think I have one digitally somewhere. I think, but I played all the games and I really liked the games. And the games made me want to get the books because I wanted to. I mean, it would tell me the same story, I think, but the Metro series.
I've seen it all, like the game all over.
They're phenomenal. Like I think they're phenomenal. I loved the games. After this little Metro thing, I have another tidbit of post-apocalyptic for you, but there's 3 games. I think they're all amazing. They're obviously post-apocalyptic, like after nuclear fallout. Very story-driven games, so you can't like go off the beaten path. The third one leans a little bit into like an open world, but it's like it has a lot of Fallout vibes to it, where it's like mutated creatures and stuff and blah blah blah. The games are really cool because they like lean into certain survival-esque aspects. So like the currency is ammunition, but then also ammunition is ammunition. So you try not to waste, but like obviously on an easier difficulty, it's a little bit harder to run out of resources, but like you have to pick and choose when to shoot and blah, blah, blah. Or like if you have enough resources to buy stuff, but it's cool because like all the people live underground and like, but when you know what the Helldiver stuff, if you're looking for another post-apocalyptic, I'd recommend the Metro series, but then staying with the post-apocalyptic stuff, I think this is more rumor based than factual. I could be wrong because I did see something just recently, but a while ago I heard that Bethesda was gonna remake, not remaster, Fallout 3. And then recently, now this is where I don't know if this is totally true or if this is very rumor, is they're gonna remake Fallout New Vegas.
Oh, that was my favorite Fallout. Like,
I love
3 was
that
the one
one
that got me started on it. And your funny story, kind of connected back to the computers. James, when Fallout 3 came out, I think it was maybe Fallout 4. It might have been Fallout 4. One Fallout 3 or 4. When it came out, James bought me it on Steam as a gift and forced me to upgrade my computer because my computer at the time couldn't run it. And he bought me the game. So I was like, thank you as a Christmas gift. Appreciate it. But I have to now go buy a nicer computer to play this game. But yeah, so it's probably 4. But New Vegas, he probably bought me 4 because New Vegas came out before 4, correct? I think I played New Vegas on Xbox and that was like the first Fallout game I actually played and got really into. And then because he knew I was into that, he bought me 4 on Steam as a gift. And then I had to go upgrade my PC because of a gift.
Yeah, I never played 1 and I never played 2. And I played 3. But I played 3, but I never finished 3. I think I got like a fair decent amount into it. I don't even think I got halfway through it though. So I got really excited when I heard that they're going to remake it because when I try to go back and play it now, it just like I'm so used to modern day games, it just feels
that's
too
why
empty.
I have a hard time going back and play. Yeah,
but and then I played 4 when 4 came out. I think I beat 4. I don't remember because it was when it first came out, and that one was cool, but it feels really clunky and like dated now, and I don't like how like thick the tutorial feels. It's like there's a lot of it explaining. There's a lot of like yada yada yada. So I'm very excited for what the next Fallout would be because I feel like it'll feel more modern. Yeah. It just feels like you're wearing a suit of armor all the time. I don't like it. But not recently, but more recently than me playing Fallout 4. Maybe 2 years ago or so. Me and Chris were playing games a lot together. I think the Fallout series was coming out, or it was right before it came out. He decided that he wanted to play New Vegas again, so he started playing New Vegas. And then I was at his house or something, and I was watching him like play it for a few minutes. I was like, oh, I really want to play it. So then I ended up getting it and I ended up playing it. And I think I almost beat it and then stopped. But I was having a tough time because it's an old game. So it doesn't really feel as empty as Fallout 3 feels. But the structure of the game feels definitely dated. Like there's no running. Like the combat system is very, very old and dated, and it's hard for someone who's so used to new systems to play an old system. But then like my game would like crash randomly, or like I ended up with a bug at some point where like it like bricked my save. Or like there was one spot where I went into like a cave or something and it was all radiation and I had enough stuff to get in and then out. But when you left that area, you go through the loading screen and then you're in like the overworld. You're still inside of a cave. You have to walk through it and then get out without a loading screen. From the doorway to out, there was radiation. I had enough to go from out here to the loading screen all the way through and here. But I couldn't go from here to here. So I had to start over because
there's nothing you could do.
My autosave was somewhere in here and my actual save was right here. So I couldn't load before I even got to and I couldn't go through it to get more, it was bad. But that was a lot of fun and I got almost to the end of that one. Like I was probably somewhere between like 75 and 90% way through the campaign. And I agree with the vast majority of players. That game is hands down the best Fallout game.
Yeah, New Vegas is amazing. Hands down.
And it was made by a different team.
Oh, it was?
It wasn't made by the regular Fallout people. It was a Bethesda game, but Obsidian Games made it. And the Obsidian Games is the one that remastered the Oblivion just recently.
Interesting. Yeah. If they remaster, I'd love to play because I wanted to. Logan was actually just replaying Fallout 4, and it made me want to like replay it because Fallout 4. I got pretty far in Fallout 4, and I remember enjoying that a lot. But then it was so long since I played it, and the thought of like redoing stuff, like I never got back into playing it. So if they remastered one of them, I would love to play New Vegas again if they remastered it. But
I really hope they do both because I want to play both of them.
Yeah, that's a good example. Kind of going on to like I love the creating a world. I really love world building. I love building these characters, like creating these characters, and then kind of setting up your own like rules or like how the universe flows. How like Fallout has these different factions and they operate this, or like in like the Helldivers book. So it's like it's just common knowledge that like the storms are here, so you can't be here. Like the whole world building aspect, I love that. Like kind of creating how like things operate or like any aspect, and like whatever your movie or your game or whatever. It's like water is poisonous in this universe and this world. Like
I like that too. I think I like it more as a consumer than a creator. But I think my like for that or my love for that or appreciation or whatever makes like. I think that's partially why I gravitate towards like Japanese stuff, like anime and manga, because when I think American stuff, I don't think books. I'm not very well versed in books, so it might be a little bit different there. But like with comic books and cartoons and stuff and movies, it always feels very like we're in the real world, and then there's like superhero stuff. Just feels very like bland.
Yeah, versus making
because when you look at, I'll just name a couple things off the top of my head. So like the world of Naruto. Vastly different than us, vastly different than One Piece and Dragon Ball, or like Hunter x Hunter, or like Gachi Dakuda. That's a cool one. If we're leaning into the post-apocalyptic, it's like a trash world, and then people live on a floating thing in the sky.
Oh, okay.
So like when the thing is above you, it just rains trash. So like you want to be like take cover while it's raining trash. Like. So all the worlds are different, and then like obviously they have like different power scaling and systems and stuff.
Yeah,
so, like,
that I find that so
super cool.
Yeah, I think because I love like I just like creating like I love that like, and like I love when things like whether it's a movie or show or whatever has like these are the rules for this world. This is how this world operates. I think that's so cool. So like just bleeding into like wanting to create something like the idea of like just getting to, and then kind of sticking like. Setting that up and then sticking to it in your thing. Like this is how like it operates this way, or like even random stuff. How like in the Avatar movies, it's like the Avatar connects with the animals, and they use their ponytail to connect. Like just having the different aspects in your world, and that's how it operates. And then finding ways to like plan it. Like like I agree. A lot of like American media operates inside the world we know, so it doesn't give you like, yeah, like I really like you just like have this opportunity to just create your own. What, like I don't know, computers aren't computers. They operate in like energy comes off of what, like you can just, yeah, like
Yeah, I always found it cool. I
you
mean,
know, like little things like Fallout. The currency is bottle cap, like
yep, yep.
random stuff like
In
that, like
Metro,
changing.
it's
Yeah, your
bullets.
ammunition. They
You
get
know,
into explain this is why it is, and like I just love that. Like falling, like I get really like into like that, like Fallout's. I mean, I don't know too much about it, but like why bottle caps are the currency, I don't know. But like in Metro, like you said, like ammunition is the currency, and it's the currency because obviously ammunition's valuable because you need it to do, and like building the lore. Like I love lore and stuff. So I just the idea of being able to like craft that is so dope. Of like I think that's why I'm really into the Helldivers books, because after the first one, then I got into the second one. They really start to build like you learn about the creatures, and then the second one you're learning like, oh, this is like they're not just creatures to be creatures. They're the creatures, and they this way because of this, and then they get all. Like, I get like that gets me so excited and like fixate on things.
you're more on the art side of things, but if you were to like really get into this side project and like start to flesh out a world, I know that a lot of like I know anime pulls from this more, I think, than manga does. But over in Japan, so like, like anime is based off of manga, and manga can just be what it is. But sometimes manga is based off of a light novel, which is just a book. So like the manga is the visual representation of the book, and the anime is the a live version of the manga, I guess, because things move. So like if you really were to sit down, I mean, you probably want to like sit down and like storyboard a lot of things, if you were to build out a world. But even just like sitting down and like recording yourself talking, or like writing a book or a script or something, so you can like flesh out certain things, it also probably would help so you don't forget certain things.
Yeah, I would. Yeah, because like my thought process, and like I just get so, like when even just thinking about it, I get so fixated on the idea. It's like I would spend however a year, whatever the time length is, just building out the world, and then whatever medium is, I like like viewing it from like different mediums, and like whether it's a movie, a TV series, a comic book. It's like that's just a window into one aspect of the thing. So you build the world out, not contingent on this is a world for a comic book. It's like this is the world, and we're gonna tell this story in the world in this comic book. And I feel like that makes it more centered
The
versus
media
like
you're using, yeah.
building like I'm gonna make a comic book and then building your world while with the framework of that versus like even just like I'm trying to, like, I don't have a good example off the top of my head. Walking Dead, like you build out, it's a zombie world. This is how it operates. These are the things, and then all right, we're gonna make a TV series based on this world. Who are the characters in this TV, and how do they operate in this world we craft? So spend however long like building the world, and then decide.
I think doing it that way, like a lot of media and content right now is actually done that way. Like,
yeah, that's the right way to. I would think. Yeah.
like I use that. It's just been sitting on my head since we've been talking about like content stuff for a while. I just haven't found a way to like throw it in there. But the Harry Potter stuff, Harry Potter I think is a really good example because it started as a book, and then they made a bunch of movies. And say what you want about the movies and or the book, I think that the movies were really well. The story wasn't written, wasn't created to make movies. J.K. Rowling wanted to make a book series, I guess, of like wizards and stuff, and she like really sat down and like fleshed out for the most part, is my understanding. I mean, I'm not like a super nerd geek about it. I mean, I've watched all the movies like 3 or 4 times over. But then they like you just said, they made the movies and it's like a window into the world.
Yeah, and I like that it leaves it open. Like when you build almost your world, and then you just tell stories of the world through whatever medium. It leaves it open for like the Harry Potter. The movies are a window into this section of the world, but then you can make a TV show that operates in the world and doesn't have to necessarily correlate to this. And then you can make a comic book that you set up these, and whatever the first way you introduce it to the world is, you kind of try to set up the rules of the world, because then it's easy to then, oh, we're gonna make a Harry Potter comic book. You already know what operates, and you know, oh, they go to the wizard school, so then you can tell different stories. And I think it creates a good, like, the longevity of it, because then, like, Harry Potter is a good example, or like even Fallout now. People who play Fallout, you understand that, like, they can make the show, and like, you know, kind of like how it operates,
how the world is structured,
and then fans can create stuff from it. Like, you can create, a fan can go and create his own comic book. This is my original character I created in this world, and like, I just find that so cool, because they can just spread to become so much more than just like, here's a comic book that follows a character beginning end. Like, you just build out this like universe. I find that so like that's like, I think I love the Sims games, because you build like your own world, like stuff like that. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, that's something like I've always been fascinated on. Like, that'll probably become like, I think I want to lean towards a comic book, like, as the first thing I do, just like, because I'm just like, I've been really like, I just love that art style, and especially after seeing the Blame book, I really like the way they did it, and that got me really inspired to do that. Versus like trying to like make a movie or like script out a movie, because it just feels like something more I could do just myself, even if it takes years. But something I can just do by myself and just like craft it without going too crazy on it.
And you can probably experiment a little bit easier than if you were to try to like sit down and make a film or a show.
Yeah, but yeah, I definitely want to start fleshing out kind of my, because I remember like years ago, I had just a notebook that probably like when I was like 13 or 14, I had a notebook, and I was just, I don't know at all what the story was, but I started writing a story, and I filled like an entire notebook, and it would just be randomly, I would just, wherever I left off, I would just randomly write. It was like some like military guy or something. I don't know what the plot was, but I almost filled a notebook, because I can remember it would just be randomly. I would just pick it back up and then just add to the story. But I was like, I was really into the world building of it and like that. But like something like that, start building out like a world and a story, and then flesh it out on some sort of medium, whether it's whatever. I like when things kind of blend into the real world. This isn't exactly correlating, but like 21 Pilots, the band, they're through their last, I think, 5 albums, and then the music videos for that. In the music, the music videos all connect and tell a story throughout the last 5 albums. Majority of the music videos, there's some one-offs, but in the last 5 albums, they've been telling one story through all the music videos.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah, me and this guy Jacob, who is here, another director, me and him are watching some of them, and I was like explaining it to him. But yeah, and their music videos tell the story and connects. But I like that it was like, it wasn't just the music videos connecting, and they didn't just black and white this music video to this. It was like, this would be something, it'd feel like a random video, and then 3 videos later it would reference this thing, so it's like an interconnected web, and it wasn't, so it really makes it engaging to like figure out. But then it also is sometimes in the actual songs they would reference, like the city's name was Dima in the universe. They'd mention just, and one of the lyrics would mention something. It wasn't like the music was directly just a part of the storyline, but so it bled into that. And then at some point I don't know, one of the releases, it's not active anymore, I don't think, but they made a website you could go to that acted, it was like Dima.com, I think, and it was like propaganda as if you were in the world, and the website was a website in the universe.
Well, that's kind of cool.
I like when it bleeds into that. So like creating this world and then drop a comic book, and in the comic book they go to a website, but then actually make the website, and it's not like it's the website they would actually be using, so it makes the world feel like start intertwining it, and like I really like that stuff. I get so, like, gets me so excited, because it's like you can go to the website, and it's not just like the website where you can go buy, like it's like the website they would be using, and it like
I think that's called ARG.
Okay, yeah, I really like that, like an integrate, like intertwining like real
world
stuff
with the story
because
stuff.
I know like at some of 21 Pilots concerts, like I'm pretty sure some of like the graphics at the concert was like telling some of the lore, but you could only get that aspect if you were at the like little stuff like that. So it becomes like this web of like interconnected, like,
that's interesting.
Yeah, that stuff gets me. So I really like 21. I became a way bigger 21 Pilots fan when I kind of got into that lore, because I thought it was so cool because you could listen to the music, you just like the music, and you could just like the music videos, but then you can get intertwined and you really become into their universe they build.
I didn't even realize that they were doing something like that. I mean, I was never really a
you used to
fan.
go like that's literally when I was showing my boy Jacob, because he's really into music videos. He's a music video director. I was like, he was like we were watching some of them, and I was like, yo, if you really like big music videos, watch 21 Pilots. And then I started explaining how if you want to just go down the rabbit hole, like you don't have to like the music necessarily. I think you'll start to like the music because it is really good. Just go on YouTube when you have like 20 minutes and look up 21 Pilots lore explained. You could find like 20-minute videos
it's like they break
of
it down.
people. Yeah, like people have now made their own videos, kind of building out, like explaining the lore and showing the music videos and how they connect. And I guarantee, like, if you watch one of those videos, you'll get like super interested and you'll start watching the music videos and like.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah. I really like world building, and it, like even now just talking about it's getting me hyped to like.
I think you should lean into it a little
start
bit. I mean,
conceptualizing, yeah.
sit down and
Yeah.
keep
Because
drawing
one of the
and stuff
ideas I had that I would love to do, but I never really like fully lean into it, is intertwining the wave change, whether it's not probably what couldn't at this point couldn't be all the videos, but in theory my idea was all wave change music videos take place in one universe.
Yeah, you've mentioned
so
this
we
to me
build
before.
up whatever the guidelines are, and like you'd have no idea they're connected, but like subtle things, like just as an example, like gravity is half of what gravity is in our normal world. Like when you jump, you go half. So every wave change music video, if they ever jump, it always abides by these laws. And then like one set from this video might get used in this video. You might see this, and like it's just very loosely in the same universe. I thought that would be so cool, and that was like my first like little like want to like build out a universe. But I think it would be cool to like do like build up this universe and then intertwine it in some of the music videos.
Well, what you could do if you, I mean, it would be like a little, it would be time consuming, but it would be possible. It would take you a while. But if you use like Unreal Engine and you built a world, so obviously not every video you do is going to need like a CG set. But as you like build them out, you just add it. So like if you like, you have a bar set, but if you were to make a bar, you literally place the bar and then you save the Unreal world. And then if the next one, it's like a library, I don't know why a bar would be across the street from a library, but you put it across the street. And then if there's a shot that you use,
see the bar,
you can see the bar.
I actually started doing that because I haven't switched over to Unreal. I got to start messing with Unreal, but in Blender, I started doing that. Like
you would do it in Blender.
I started building, funny enough, it's not a bar, it's a diner. I built a diner set. Like I never used it for anything, but years ago when I was working with another artist who I didn't work with now, who he primarily did CGI stuff, I was building everything custom and saving it, building out a universe.
Yeah, you just keep building on the same save.
Yeah, and just like, and using the same stuff. You see it in the background, or they go to a diner, they go to that diner, and it's the same, like, and kind of building. And then even now with having our own studio, we can start to make, like, as we build the sets, I'm gonna start making them more, like when we do the police precinct, I'm gonna put like mugshot pictures on the wall, like the thing, like name the precinct something. So then the set might look a little different in your video and my music video, but it's gonna be waved, and that wouldn't be this direct. Wave change library or whatever the name is. Yeah. So you see the same library, and like, so it does start to slowly build this universe, or like little things where like, if there's mugshots on the wall, it might be pictures of other artists that have done videos, and so they kind of loosely correlate in like the real world. But the Blender, because when I was doing way more CGI with this other artist, I was starting to build. I wanted to do my own animated series, but that was way too time consuming to be learning animation in Blender and be creating it. But create my own animated series that was like the main lore, and then use whatever I build for that in the green screen videos. Cause I already have it built.
Yeah.
But yeah, like,
a good example is Gorillaz.
Gorillaz?
The band.
Okay, I know of the band.
Because it's like, it might just be like one guy who plays all the instruments, and then they just get a couple different people for the vocals. But a lot of their music videos, they don't necessarily tie in together, but like the guy that is Gorillaz, I think he made all the characters. They all have backstories. They like live in a house of some type, and then it like they recycle and reuse the different pieces. So obviously all the characters are pretty much the same because they're the members of the band. But then like if you go through a couple different music videos, they'll like take place in the one character drives a van. So like they'll have the van in, and they'll reference the van throughout
And the
different
other
music
stuff,
videos and
yeah.
stuff, or like they'll have the mansion, which may look similar or they might differ sometimes, but it's like the
They
same
always
thing.
reference the same,
Yeah. So they're not like using one like Blender save, but they like he built an entire world,
world,
for the band.
That's
right?
that's
and then again, because the connecting the that world and our world, like a lot of the gorilla stuff is because they're all 2D.
yeah.
They come into the real world. Like you can just go watch some gorilla music videos,
Okay.
and like they'll have the 2D characters interacting and in the real world doing stuff. So that's pretty cool. Like it literally just popped in my head as you were talking about it because they do it really well. I don't know how much how the 21 Pilots thing they had the website and stuff. I don't know how much of that was done, but I know that they built an entire world out, and like the one character is like a psychopath, and like if one of the songs kind of, maybe not the song itself, but the music video that they go with the song kind of like revolves around that character, it's more of like this kind of world, or it's like it plays to the character and it builds the world out more and blah, blah, blah. Like I thought that's pretty cool too. But
But yeah, definitely. I think I am gonna lean more into that. Kind of just start with the world building and then kind of play with it. Probably start with the comic book. It's easier 2D, and then once I because once I can see it or when I have it conceptually, then I can really way easier in Blender build it CGI. Because like in theory, I could do most of the things. Like I could draw, so I could do the comic book. I can do the CG, so I can build and then just start building out the world in different mediums and different. But yeah, I think and then tying them into the music videos would be cool.
yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, so massive project.
I wish you luck on that side project of yours.
Massive project undertaking. This is I'm gonna cut back in 10 years to this episode and use clips from this episode to be like, this is where the idea started.
Oh man.
All right, cool. I think we're like a little over an hour. If you have anything else, I think it's like an hour and 10 from what I can see, or hour and 13. Yeah. So anything else you want to touch on, or?
Not specifically. I'm just, my head's doing circles, wanting to sit down with the machine in my hands and play around.
All right, cool.
And do that. But
then this has been this episode. I believe episode 15.
I think so. It might be 14, but I think it's 15.
I think it's 15 because I feel like I remember making the folder on the drive pod 14.
Yes, because
So I think
you had to upload them.
Yeah.
We're gonna make sure that doesn't happen this time.
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure it exports to the right drive.
Who was I talking? I was talking to Grandma the other day. I was at Grandma's house, and I was like, oh well, I have more days off. I work less because January's slow, so I have Mondays off. So we're recording on Monday instead of Tuesday again for now. So I was like, all right, sick. I have Monday off. I have Tuesday, my normal 9 to 5. So instead of working to 5, driving up here right after work, recording, going home, and then scrambling to edit it and upload it that night, I was like, all right, cool. I can spread it out between the 2 days. I can record on Monday. I can edit if I want, or I can edit it Tuesday after work. So I don't like feel rushed. We go down last week, come record Monday. I was like, all right, I'll just edit it tomorrow after work. Tuesday comes, I go to work, I come home, the files are not there. The last couple of weeks and months that we've been doing this, we record on Tuesday, I edit it on Tuesday, I go to bed, it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. The first time I actually get to do it on Monday, I went to bed at 2 o'clock in the fucking morning.
Same thing, it's the same amount of time just to upload and re-download. But yeah, I'll make sure it's on the right drive today.
We're going to double check before we
leave. Yeah. All right, cool. Well, you know what to do, normal stuff. Come back every week for just another random conversation between us two. Appreciate you guys.
Bye, guys.